everyone, and welcome back to Colouring with Amy. So, I'm back, yay! Back to my normal filming schedule, which is great. So, today I'm going to be kicking off my A is for, or my A to Z of colouring, and what that means to me. So I'm sure that, if I do A, someone will be screaming at me, but what about this, and what about this? This is, not the be-all and end-all of A to Z, or A is for. This is personal to me and just my opinion. So yeah, just to bear that in mind, there's a caveat. So I thought I'd kick off with colouring books and artists. So A, Angela Gonzalez. So I have two of her books. I have The Magical Colours of Fairies, and I have Happy Cats, Sweet Colours. So these books, what's interesting about these books is they flip on the long edge. So they're vertical. They're horizontal and they flip on the horizontal. So you can see it. So it kind of goes like that. With most books are like that. So that's one thing to say. I don't know. I think they're all one-sided images. They've got really cute characters in. Some of them are more detailed than others, so that one's quite detailed. Some of them are much more simple. I've done a couple of images. I've done that one. I don't think I've only done one in here. That's bad. I need to do more in this book. Oh no, I've done two. I've done another one. I can't get it out. With a yellow dress, so a bit like Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, there's the other one that I've done. So they're really, really cute images. Like I say, some are more simple than others. One-sided, so you can use alcohol markers. And they all the animals tend to have these big, boggly eyes, and especially you can see that in the cat book. But I really like, she's very active on Instagram. I've done slightly more in the cat book. Again, did that one last month. I did that one when I first got it. I haven't done many more. Oh, this is my favourite one that I've done. This one tends to have more of a seasonal aspect to it. So there's Valentine's pages, there's Halloween pages, Christmas pages. There's Valentine's one. So yeah, really, really lovely book. She does have a couple more. One is Sea of Colours, which I know Amanda Colours picks a page once a month and does one out of. And I also believe there's Doggy Doodles, which I also really like the look of. So, but they're the two that I have. Magical Colours of Fairies, Happy Cats, Sweet Colours. About the size, I would say, of a Rita Berman book. But yeah, they're just really, really cute. So that's Angela Gonzalez. The next thing I'm going to talk about is supplies, obviously. So the first one is going to be alcohol markers. So I think I started with alcohol markers. I don't think I really knew about alcohol markers probably 3 years ago. And I can't remember. It was the same year my daughter had her eye operation, and that's when I bought my first set. And I think I bought the alcohol markers because I was so fed up of using water-based markers, which when you colour them, they leave a load of streaks and you can see all the colouring marks, whereas alcohol markers don't tend to leave streaks. They dry very, very smoothly. You can't see which way whether you've coloured it vertically or horizontally, and I think that's one of the reasons I turn to them. I mean, obviously with alcohol markers you have the thing where it doesn't matter what paper you colour on, it does bleed through. So I only ever use my alcohol markers on one-sided paper, so one-sided colouring books. So I definitely use them in Matchstick Mouse. I definitely use them in Hannah Lynn. What else do I use them in? I'm just trying to think. I use them in Angela Gonzalez books. And I like the fact they're very, very quick. You get a base layer down with them very, very quickly. And then I personally love to go in with pencils afterwards and put the shading in, change the colour if I don't feel it's quite what I was after. And that is my absolutely favourite way to use them. So pretty much the whole of this Enchanted Faces book is alcohol marker with pencil over the top. That one is definitely... that's how I tend to use them. And then you know, you can go in with gel pens to highlight items, stickles again. I've got stickers on there to highlight items, and you can just go over the alcohol marker. It's just brilliant. I just love them, and the ones, and you know, they're vibrant in colour. They tend to give a very rich colour. I'll just show you my matchstick mouse. So that's an alcohol marker base. That's is that an alcohol marker base? That's an alcohol marker base. So they get, that's an alcohol marker base. So they tend to give a very vivid, rich colour, which you can go in with pencils and deepen up and make even more rich. That's alcohol marker. Alcohol marker. My daughter's working on that one. I've only done a couple in that book. That's the Christmas book. So yeah, so that's the kind of way I like to use alcohol markers. The ones I have two different sets. So I started off with Arteza Everblend Ultra markers, and I had the tropical set and tropical tones and ocean tones, and that they were sets of 36, so I had 72, and the colours, as you can see on the top, I had every colour I could possibly want. I didn't feel as though I needed anything extra. So these ones come in these quite nice boxes. Flip them open and they come in like that. I've kind of rearranged all mine so they're in colour order. Mine are, I tend to like the chisel nib and the fine nib. I don't tend to like the brush nib. I don't feel it gives me enough control. But that is just me. Other people, I have got brush nibs for my water-based markers, but I tend to prefer the fine nibs, particularly in the small versions of the Hannah Lynn where you've got to get into these tiny places. These tend to have the colours on either end, so you can see that it's got a number and it's got a name. So I personally really love these. The problem that I have run into is trying to replace these when they've run out. So Arteza Everblend Ultra markers, they don't the sets on the Arteza website tend to be out of stock all the time. And if you try and replace the colours, they don't tend to carry the Ultra Everblend markers in open stock. And then you try and colour match and it doesn't quite work. So I very reluctantly have given up on getting any more of these. So when these run out, I won't be replacing them, which is very, very sad because I'm a real Arteza fan, and A is for Arteza. So that's definitely, you know, I'm a real Arteza fan. It tends to be quite a good budget, but quite, you know, relatively good quality for what you get. So that's my Arteza. So then I discovered, having had these and doing Hannah Lynn, I realised I needed to have some skin tone sets. So I bought, first of all, some Arteza Pro markers. Winsor & Newton Pro markers, and they had two skin tone sets. I don't know if I've got my book. Yes, I do. They had two skin tone sets, a dark and a light. I'm just going to show you. So this is the light. These are the skin tones here. I think it goes down to the deep mocha. That's a different set entirely. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I bought 12 skin tone Winsor & Newton Pro markers, and I really, really like these. So again, they have a small, fine nib, and that is indicated by this kind of bullet end. And then they have the chisel at this end, and that's kind of indicated by the kind of rounder end and chunkier. So fine end, chisel end. And I really liked these, so I investigated them a little bit further, and I have now started to buy and collect the Winsor & Newton Pro markers and build up my collection. I have got quite a few now. As you can see, these are all the ones that I have. So I think this is a page of 48. I've obviously got the 12, so that's 60, and then I did get another 6, which was like the landscape set, so that's these ones here. So I've got a really, really lovely collection now. Really happy with the colours. I've done a few. I think I've just finished one in here. So this sneak peek for March, guys. So this is all Winsor & Newton alcohol marker based. So yeah, I'm really happy with them. They're really lovely and juicy. Doesn't matter which end you choose. They're both juicy. You can get them open stock, so individually. Hobbycraft tend to carry them in sets. They do have them open stock as well. I also noticed that WH Smith did. So I'm in the UK. So Hobbycraft is a big craft store here in the UK. WH Smith also carries them open stock, but not quite limited. And then I think you can get them on places like eBay and Cold Pens as well. So there's quite a few places you can get them. And I really, really like these. I will be sticking with these unless I find anything. I haven't found, so I know some colourists have found that with their alcohol markers, the alcohol markers can yellow, and that can then transfer through the rest of the pages. I have not found that the Arteza do that, and I haven't found that these do that either. Like I say, I've been colouring with the Arteza for at least 2 years. Winsor & Newton probably a little bit less, probably about 8 or 9 months. But I haven't found that either of those yellow or transfer that onto other paper. So that is alcohol markers. Next, we're going to move on to acrylic paint and acrylic paint pens. Acrylic paints. I'm just going to show you the books that I've used my acrylic paint in. So I like acrylic paint to use for backgrounds, particularly if I've made a mistake. They're brilliant to cover up mistakes, but they're also amazing for backgrounds. And I tend to like to use them for simpler. I don't know if this is the right one. It's not the right one. I tend to like to use them for simpler backgrounds. So things that are not too intricate, because I find the acrylic paint can be quite difficult to use. So I use the acrylic paint on this background. This had quite a lot of significant bleed through from this page, and so I had quite a lot of red here, so I kind of bordered it off and I went over it with acrylic paint. And this I'll show you them in a minute. This acrylic paint is actually Magic Fly iridescent. So I put one coat on in one colour, which I think is like an emerald green, and then went over that with a second coat with like a lime green, neon-y lime green, and then I spattered it with ink. So that's how I tend to like to use acrylic paint. I don't think I've got any others in here. Oh no, I do. There's another one. It's another example of how I've used it here. This again is 2 different colours. It's like a Mars colour and then a bluey purple over the top. And again, I don't just like to put the acrylic paint down. I like to then jazz it up with some splatter or some sparkle over the top. I tend to be doing that quite a lot in Magical Jungle. I do have another example, I think, in Magical Dawn. Let's see if I can find it. No. one. Don't know if I'll be able to find it or not. Thought I had a heart in here. I did there, yes. So this one I haven't actually jazzed up very much, but this is a iridescent magic fly, and it's just called Mars. So it's black with a gold tinge. And again, it's quite a simple background, so I don't have to get into lots of intricate details. I find the acrylic paint quite difficult to use. You know, it can leave, if you're not careful, it can leave paint brush marks, as you can see there. And I think it's because I'm not watering it down enough. Like here you can see the paintbrush marks. If anyone's got any tips, I think it's just because I tend to use it straight out of the bottle, and I think I should probably water it down to make it thinner and slightly easier to use. If I'm right, can someone just tell me in the comments that's how I'm meant to be doing it rather than the way I am doing it? So that's the way I like to use acrylic paint. I have a few things. So Arteza again. I have these pouring acrylic paints. These are all pastel colours. These are quite big bottles. 4 fluid ounces, so 118 millilitres. And the colours for these are here. So there's a pastel yellow, rose pink I've definitely used in the background, lavender, phthalo blue, light sky blue, sea blue and bronze. I think the colours are really lovely. I haven't used these very much, if I'm totally honest. And I probably should be a bit more braver and use them more. So that's one set that I've got. That's Arteza. I think I got them because they were on offer and cheap. Then the other set I have, which I use more, is my Magic Fly 24 set of iridescent. So this is the emerald green that I used on the Magical Jungle page. They come in they're smaller bottles, 60 millilitres. But I mean, I've had these for quite a while now and I haven't got through them at all. But I think they're quite cute. They've all got a number and a colour. Lovely, vibrant colours. I'll just show you the swatches for those. Yeah, it's these here. So lovely colours, a really good array of colours. I'm not sure if you can get these, to be perfectly honest, anymore. I got these from Amazon many moons ago, and it's Magic Fly, all one word. And I think these are iridescence, 24 iridescence colours is what it says on the box. 60 millilitre. So that's what I tend to use. That's what I've used on that Magical Dawn page and what I've used in my Magical Jungle. And I love them. I love them. I like using them for backgrounds. It's very quick for backgrounds. Yeah, so that's that. So I should also talk about acrylic paint pens. So I have a few. I guess when I'm talking about acrylic paint pens, I'll show you that one I did. I don't know if it's in here or not, actually. I don't know if it'll be in here. Oh, I don't know if it will be in a different book. Yeah, I can definitely talk about this one. So this is one I finished the other day. So for acrylic paint pens, I have some Posca. I think I have a set of 8, which had like a yellow, a blue, a green, a pink, a red, and a white. Posca are very expensive. You can buy them singularly, and they have a variety of nibs, and I'll show you that in a minute. I got some cheaper acrylic paint pens, and I like to use them to go over black lines. So here, I've blacked out the black line for the bushes, and I've used green. Here, I've gone over the leaf line and gone over that in green. I've put Posca in the owl's eyes here, and I've also used Posca to kind of give a bit of texture and make it look like a white feathers. I've also used Posca in these like pink little squares on the bush. So for me, I use them to black out, get rid of the black lines. I also use Posca on the rain here too. So it's to add highlights, to add dots, to get rid of black lines is what I use acrylic paint pens for. So Posca. So I have these really, really fine nib ones. This one's a bit cloggy. I have a set of 4 of these absolutely huge nib ones. So these I've got in white, black, gold and silver. Then I have another one, I think it's this one, which I've just got recently, which is this kind of nib, which I think I'm going to like more than the really fine one. So I've just got that one. Then the cheap ones I've got are these Fly-See graffiti acrylic paint pens. They all have that kind of nib. Some of them are really temperamental, and it involves, every time I use them, I have to shake them for at least 20 seconds and listen to the ball going down. Then I have to pump them. So I have to kind of go on the paper, and then I can get this massive blob of acrylic paint come out, which is a bit annoying. Some of them are so temperamental of this set, I won't be buying them. I just bought these cheaply second hand because I just wanted to experiment with different colours and see whether I liked them. So I'm currently using a variety of the Poscas I've got and the Fly-See, but somebody very kindly gifted me a set of Thule Art acrylic paint pens, and this is a pack of 30, and you can get a whole range of colours in this. I think I've cracked open a couple. I've cracked open an orange and a turquoise because in the Fly-See set those are just not working for me. So until I finish my Fly-See and my Posca, I'm not opening these. But that's Thule Art is everything. Is the ones everyone's raving about. I don't know if you can get Thule Arts in singles, whereas Poscas, I know you definitely can buy them open stock, and we can get them from Hobbycraft here. So that is acrylic paint pens. Then the only other thing to say is there are acrylic top coats, and I have a few. This is just a normal acrylic paint in white. I have a few acrylic top coats, so these are really good. So I've got a glitterific. So it's an acrylic. It's kind of a clear paint, but it has pieces of glitter, and these are quite thick pieces of glitter. These ones, in this one, I have used it on one page. Use it sparingly is what I would say with that one. So they're quite big pieces of glitter. Then you have these ones called Deco Art Enchanted Shimmer. So this gives a blue shimmer, and this gives a white. This is a little bit like Mod Podge, to be perfectly honest. On the bottle you can kind of see, well, it kind of gives you multi-rainbow thing. I like to use this on water. I like to use it on dragonfly wings. I like to use it on angel wings. Again, similar, I like to use this on like angel wings, dragonfly wings, bee wings. It's just really nice. It'll go over pencil, it'll go over alcohol markers. So really good. I get mine off eBay. If you just put Deco Art Americana in, Enchanted Shimmer. I think I may have even got a couple off Amazon when they've been around. But you can get these in a variety of colours. Blue, gold, violet, magenta. There's several. Green. I just thought I needed these two. And then you can get a dragonfly glaze, which is an acrylic paint, but it puts like a colour shift top coat on it. So this one's meant to be a full colour shift, but I don't think it works. And then I have a blue to, I don't think I've got it down here, a blue to violet one, which is beautiful, and that works really well. Then these ones are called Galaxy Glitters, and these are heavily loaded glitter acrylic. I love these. So I have Supernova Berry, Clear Ice Comet. I love using this for snow. When you do all your winter pictures, just stick it over the snow. It just gives it a really beautiful, and you can see the glitter in that bottle. really gives it a lovely shiny glittery effect. And then I've used this supernova one on black, and that looks really fabulous. So that is everything for the letter A from me personally. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you picked up a few things. Leave me any comments, any suggestions. I will be kind of interspersing these with other videos, so we'll be moving on to B. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.